Good evening. It is Thursday night MC Facebook Live time. 285 is our episode. So we've been hanging out for a few years, haven't we? And we're always in search. Awesome. These are people that are like blowing the charts and really at the leading edge of innovation and using various resources, digital, social media to collapse time and grow their business fast. And tonight is no exception. We have as our guest DeAira. She is, like many, an Instagram hair Jedi, but she's using a feature on Instagram that I have not seen used to the extent that she's using, and it's called video chat for virtual consultations, which is way, way different than direct message. And the kind of experience that her guests are having are really off the chart. So I can't wait to engage her in that conversation. And if you're nice to us, we'll even take you on a virtual field trip, bring you to her page so you can actually see how we navigate to get video chat to work so you can start using it after tonight. Let me tell you a little bit more about DeAira. She is from Glam Street Salon, Grace Lake, Illinois, and we've interviewed a couple of folks from Glam, and one of them is I spent $1,000 on my eyes, and then my mouth, my mouth won't work. But DeAira is a graduate of the associate program that. Oh God, I'm getting too old to do that. It'll come. And the salon owner is Pamela, and Paige Cruz. Low, see it catches up. I'm a little bit slow at the draw tonight, but Paige is really doing an extraordinary job at Glam, and DeAira is one of Paige's, I'm going to call prodigies. How's that for a lead? And she's just off to a great start. I was actually talking to another graduate, I think it was on Monday, on Paige's crew as well. Salon owner is Pamela, and summit coach is Carrie Johnson. And what's going on in DeAira's world is in a 32-hour work week. She's really getting started, level 1, and doing extraordinarily well. 27 average ticket, interesting, $130. Haircut price is $42. So boy, that's a great range of disparity there. I mean, that's an easy 3-time sticker. The sticker is 3 times the base. Average service day is $250. She works 5 days a week, so you're cruising at about $1,250 a week, or in or around $5,000-6,000 a month. So she's just off to a great start. But the mind blower is 12 referrals a month, and you're going to see one of the reasons why is I believe is the experience that she's giving on Instagram, specifically with video chat and some other things she's doing on Instagram to brand herself as a specialist. Her rebook is at 55. Wow, RTS was 46%, so she's doing something very special there as well. She's going to tell her story, so I want to be careful I don't step on any of that. But in a nutshell, DeAira's timeline is in 2012. She graduates from high school, does hair school in 2019. I'm going to get her talking about what, like a lot of us, kind of sets out and says, nah, and she pivots and finishes hair school, starts at Glam in 2020. Actually, it was well into 2020, an associate, and she's training under Paige Lowe. By the way, Paige Lowe's maiden name is Cruz, and I just get into this habit of referring to Paige as Paige Cruz. Anyway, and in 2021, like I said, she's a Glam Street Salon level 1. So she's hitting it on all cylinders. Now, I would really, really, really recommend that you follow her on Instagram. Her handle is D_Glam Street Salon, because I have a feeling that once you watch the conversation tonight and even the rewatch, that you'll DM her and get some more specific as to this, some cool stuff that she's doing on Instagram. So she is in my green room. I'm going to go and get her. And then I'm going to get her talking. I want her to tell her story. I just love the story. And then we'll get her to share about her secret sauce, and we will go to work. So let me just put this on full screen so that we can see it all. I will unmute Miss DeAira, and you will make her feel welcome by giving her a big round of applause. You guys, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you very much for coming on. This is the evening before Christmas Eve, and there's a lot going on, and I know you had a lot going on in your life today. So I appreciate you giving us a handful of your minutes tonight. This is an important conversation we're about to have.
Awesome. I'm so excited, Michael. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, there's the Instagram work that you're doing, and we'll get to that. But we always like to start with the story because the story is important. We oftentimes find our own life in somebody else's story. So you've got a great story, and I want to get you talking about who you are and what got you into this this amazing business called hairdressing.
Awesome. Well, my story, man, it didn't start off with hair. Let me just say that. I actually wanted to be a radio broadcaster. A majority of my life, I would tell all my friends and family, like, I'm going to be on the radio. Like, you're not, like, that's it. That's my end all be all. And I decided to go to college. I went to Columbia downtown in Chicago for a little while. And then I was like, you know what? This is not what I don't like this. This isn't what I want necessarily. Great institution, awesome people, but it just wasn't my journey. But I would say that, like, everything happens for a reason, and you really do have to go through like trials and tribulations to find out what works best for you. So my older sister actually got me kind of thinking a little bit. I was at her house one evening and I was complaining about my life per usual at the time. And an Empire Beauty School commercial came on, and she took my phone and she dialed that phone number and she put it in my hand. And she didn't really give me a choice. She said, I need you to make an appointment immediately. So I did. I think that was like a Thursday. And I tell you, by Monday, I was enrolled as a full-time beauty school student. And I think I really just found what worked for me, in the sense that I never really gave myself the opportunity to believe that you can make money doing hair. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah,
Let me just say.
yeah, no,
100%.
yeah, and we know that, and that's kind of the one, probably the better kept secrets. And at least when you're a member of a certain community inside of the hair industry, we refer to that community as Summit. For whatever reasons, we get it a little bit more right than other communities, and like you said, we get to a level of income that's surprising, right? So what I found interesting is I think there was like a 3 to 4 year window between the time you graduate from high school, you do a little bit of college, and so you pivot. You're like 3-4 years into your life, and you go, I think I'm going to do this. I'm always curious, like, what's your family make of that? They go, what? I thought you were going that way. Now you're going this way.
I think to my family, it finally made sense. I've always been like the most girliest girl that you can think of, always wanting to do your nails, your makeup, your hair. So when I found out that cosmetology was just such a large umbrella and that I was able to do all of those things, that's what really got me excited. And I think just seeing my passion for it, they were like, oh, she'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. Now, did you get right out of school and into Glam Street, or was there anything in between graduating from school and Glam in terms of other salons?
Oh man, I think there was maybe like a 5-month window between actually graduating beauty school and finding Glam Street. I was on the hunt. I was looking, and I did so many shadows and so many interviews, but I was really looking for a salon culture that spoke true to me. And I had never heard of Summit before. So when I walked into Glam Street for the first time, first of all, it's the cutest salon ever, but when I walked in there, the vibe and the atmosphere that were all the stylists and all of the guests were just so excited to be there.
Mm.
That spoke volumes to me. So funny story, I actually found out about Glam Street through Instagram. And I found out about Paige through Instagram. So I sent her a direct message, and that's how everything had got set up. So
Oh,
Instagram is
wow. I didn't have that piece. It's one more testament that isn't that
yeah.
interesting that you found glam, we'll call it digitally. It wasn't Google, it was on Instagram, but it was on the internet. And then you find Paige and the touch point is you start you're DMing each other and the rest is history. Interesting. How did you find Paige? What were you like crawling Glam's page and you saw some of her work and decided, or was there another way that you got curious about Paige and then found her? You found Paige's page.
I think I was on like an Instagram deep dive. You know how one gets your
Yeah.
hashtagging,
Oh,
searching, and you're looking. I think I was on like behind the chair, and I saw the most beautiful balayage. So I clicked on it, and that led me somewhere. And then it was just blondes on my page, and I was like, oh my god, if
yeah.
I'm able to do hair like that, then
Right.
that's the
Right.
place.
And so you were her associate there, and there's many people now at Glam that are part of her lineage. Was there anything that you saw, experiences you had with her or whatever, where I call it, the nitroglycerin on the bonfire? You got a bonfire going, and whatever we think we see as potential, something else happens and it kind of blows the sides off of our brain box. Did you have any of those experiences with Paige?
Yeah. I just say that the associates program is not for the weak. That is a hands-on program, and I started it about a week before we closed for COVID. So it was quite difficult in the beginning stages because I wasn't really sure what that meant because we were closed for about 3 months. But when we came back full force, and just the sacrifice and the fact that we were still able to get so much education in is what really kind of lit the fire under me, because I'm like, if I could do this during a pandemic, then like imagine what
Right.
I could do if when the world gets back to normal.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. So there was just this tidal wave of adversity, and you not only survived it, but you came out on the other end. We call people like that warriors because they come back, it's almost like the phoenix bird that goes down into the fire and comes out bigger, and I'm going to call you the phoenix. and it sounds like it worked for you, and that's kind of what slingshots you into now that you're one of her graduates and you're doing well. So, what's it like to be you now? Like, how much has this changed your life? Because in a short period of time, you went from, where we are when we're associates to now we're in the game and there's more money and there's more of all of the good stuff. What's it like to be you now versus a year or so ago?
I think a year or so ago I was a lot more scared. I would say me now, I'm confident. I'm confident in my work, and I I feel like I now have a right to be here. I don't feel like I'm like clawing for the opportunity anymore. So growth and confidence, I'd say, for sure.
Right. I love it. I love it. Where do you go from here? What's next?
Okay, what's next? We're jumping levels. I have a wedding to plan. Um um Jumping levels, that's where I'm at. I'm trying to get some supernatural growth here. So
Yeah.
that's
Well, yeah,
that's
I have a feeling you're gonna be like many. You're gonna fly through the level chart at Mach 5, and it wouldn't surprise me 9 months into 2022 you're at a 2, 3, 4. So buckle your seatbelts. You're about to go ballistic there. Um, I want to pivot a little bit and get you talking about you're doing some really, really interesting things on Instagram. While you talk about it, I'm just going to go to your page so that I can bring people to your page as you're chatting. First of all, I love your page. I follow you, and what you're doing and how you branded yourself is stunning. So talk about that.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I love texture. I love color. So I really try to capture that as best as I can. And I have to say, Instagram is a relatively easy app to maneuver. As long as you are consistent, the algorithm kind of picks you up and you're able to kind of do your thing. One thing that I had to really heavily rely on social media during the pandemic because starting out, I can't go and just hand out my cards traditionally. So I would have to really be active with my followers on social media. So when it came time to come back into the salon, I would, if they were already like direct messaging me and whatnot, I'd kind of be like, hey, do you have time for like a video chat instead of just going back and forth through text, you know? I feel like video chat is something that not many people utilize, and it's a really awesome feature, and it's right there in the messages. If you're gonna send a message and you look decent, might as well do a video, right?
Well, yeah, I mean that's really what got my attention. Is I've interviewed a number of, I'm going to call them Instagram Jedi's, the Page Lows of the world, if you will, and virtual consultation. Sure, it's part of the rhythm, but the platform that most use on Instagram for the pre-visit virtual is direct message. And you were going, well, no, not me. There's this other feature, and it's probably one of the better kept secrets on Instagram, called video chat, and you use it, and it's a very different experience. So first of all, I thought, well, you and I were chatting. I said, what do you think? What if we went did a couple of minutes on video chat, and you can guide me through it so that it be kind of a tutorial tonight. So let's do that first, and then we'll chat about how that experience is different. How's that?
Awesome. I'd love to.
All right. So I'm on your page now, and let's say that I was DMing you, and you wanted to get me on video chat, and I hadn't been on. So coach me. What do I need to do to go from your page to get on video chat?
Alrighty, so there should be a message button on my page, but I actually like to usually initiate that myself.
Yes.
I like to make sure that the guest is comfortable with it, so I'll usually send them a direct message, which I will kind of do to you right now.
Okay. So
But something along the lines of, hey, are you free for a video?
oh yeah, I can see that you're doing that now. I'm going to hold my
You can see me
my
typing.
mobile up, and so that you're coming in. Yeah, it says, "Hey, are you free for video?" So for those of you that are watching, I'm now on. She's messaged me. Diaz messaged me, and I'm saying, "Yeah, yes, I am." Yes, please. Right, and so here we go. So let's pretend I don't know what I'm doing, and you're going to tell me what button I need to hit.
All right, awesome. So as you can see on our screens, we both have the little green dot right located above the little video icon. So I'm actually going to click that dot here, and it should start a video with both of us.
Yes. And here we are. Now I'm gonna need to do this so that people can see what's going on. Hi, Deanna. All right. So now this is a virtual, right? But we're looking at each other, which is different than DMing. This is like a FaceTime thing. Okay, great. So now you've coached me on getting on video chat. Now, well, let's end this so that you and I can quiz you about, give us your blueprint of a video chat glam experience.
Alrighty, so normally during the video chat call, I feel like I'm able to see my guest, especially if this is a first time guest. I want to make sure I'm giving you the best experience possible. So normally I ask for maybe 2 to 3 inspiration photos of what you're looking for if we're doing something as far as color. That way I can get a starting point and I know what your desired point is. So I can kind of go over price with you if that's something you want to talk about at that moment. But I feel like I really use the video chat to get my guest excited. about coming into the salon and getting them excited about the experience that they're going to have. Because if you're in my chair, we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, and I asked you before, you're trending around 12 referrals a month. And I said, so how many of these referrals would get this video chat? And you said, well, you tell my community what you told me.
Usually about half or so. If we're already communicating through Instagram and social media, why not just take it that step further? And that way you can see me, I can see you, I can actually see what your hair looks like, and then we'll be able to have a great service to build off of.
Right. And so it sounds like there is a little bit of sharing of content in a video chat. They may send you some inspiration. Just curious, is there any time where the inspiration content they're sending you is your content? It's off of your grid or whatever, right?
Yes, quite often, especially if I'm doing protective styles for anyone in like the natural hair community. A lot of my braids or sometimes my color work for sure. And it's always a little pinch me moment when that happens because I'm like, oh my God, like that's me. I did that, you know?
Right. Well, you know what? That's way different than a randomly placed picture on Pinterest, right? That's a real compliment to you, the artist, that people they're finding inspirational looks from your work. So that's a testament. So all of a sudden I send that in, and they're really now, you've got some things that are on my mind, or maybe I can even say it's the second row of the middle picture in the second row. Oh yeah, okay. So we got that cooking, and what goes away though is the selfie, because you can see in real time who's in front of you.
Yeah.
And so
really
that consultative experience is happening like now before they come in, yes. And because it's on video chat, one of your words that I just love is luxury experience. That give every guest a luxury experience. And because that experience is so unique, it's, first of all, very digital, but it's different than DMing. I could see where somebody would find that to be amazing, astonishing, surprising, delightful, and it really is. It looks like it's the visit before the visit. What's your take?
I agree 100%. It really allows me to create an entire package for my guest. I love to add on when you're in my chair. So if I can see kind of what I'm working with beforehand, that gives me an opportunity to really think about what treatments I want to recommend my guest for either prolonging their color or to protect their protective style. I really like utilizing that feature, and luxury to me is something that is made specifically for me, and having that additional information before my guest even comes into the building. I already know what I want to retail you. I already know what treatments I'm going to add on. It's like I'm able to really build my day as strongly as possible.
Yeah, and the other thing that's coming up for me, Dee, is that it's a question I wanted to ask you. I as I'm putting myself in that experience, that's different than being in real time when you're in somebody's chair, and it's almost like, okay, we got to get this done in 3 minutes because there's a lot of because the guest feels like they have a little bit more time and there's not a lot of people around. Do you find a couple things that they relax a little bit more in video chat, and as a result, they're making commitments that go beyond what they are scheduled for, and not having, we'll call it, buyer anxiety that you can often get in real time?
Yes. 100%. I could totally agree with that. I find that rebooking is a lot easier for me because I'm able to express during that consultation about how long your color is going to last you. So while you're sitting in my chair, I can remind you of that conversation. So let's go ahead and pre-book your next 2 appointments, one for color and one for a toner, just to keep you fresh.
Wow. And
I'm always trying to think ahead.
So you're planting that seed, or beginning to kind of, we'll call it, put that wheel in motion on the virtual.
Yeah.
So here's the other question I have for you is you said, okay, if I do 12 referrals a month, at least 6 of them have this pre-visit virtual consultation on Instagram video chat. It's a luxury experience. That tells me that there's some that don't. They come in like a referral would traditionally come in. That they make an appointment on the phone or whatever, and here we are. Do you find that that there are profound differences between a guest that gets a video chat virtual and a guest that comes in traditionally? And if so, what are those differences in your mind?
I would definitely say that, as you had mentioned, it's like the guest isn't as anxious. They're able to kind of just take a deep breath and relax because they know that I have a game plan already established. So I'm really able to just have fun with my guest and like I said, really concentrate on what I would like to add on so I can really make that experience as special for them as possible. Coming to the salon, you want to get away from the kids, you want to get away from
Right.
work. So if I'm really able to kind of do everything I can before you even come in to my chair and come into the building, then that's just more time for my guests to relax.
Yeah, yeah. No, and I've heard a number of people say, I prefer DM. It feels safe, and I get that. Okay, I mean, and they're doing, but you've kind of blown the sides off the brain box a little bit, and you wanted to give yourself and your guests the opportunity. What would a virtual, we're looking at each other, we're talking to each other as if we would be in the salon, but it's being done online. Are there any times where video chat wouldn't work, but maybe it's a FaceTime?
Yeah, I whatever is as easy and convenient for my guests as possible. I know some people, I have an Android, so maybe that's the reason things don't necessarily work for me sometimes, but I'll utilize Facebook Messenger quite often because there's also a video feature on Facebook as well, or there is Google Duo. Anything that I could already have in place and something that my guest has downloaded on their phone already, just to make it as easy as possible.
Right.
Then yeah, that's what we do.
I want to be careful I'm not leading you in this, but as I'm watching this evolve and incubate, it feels like it's getting close to this kind of virtual consultation pre-visit on the first visit. It's starting to look like a trend that it's making such a major difference that in the beauty industry and the salon, that virtual consultations are beginning to move towards what I would call a new normal. And while we're not there yet, it looks like we're on our way. What's your take?
I would agree 100%. I feel like people are so like with the last year and a half, a lot of people have been forced to be in front of the camera. They're quite used to it now,
Yeah,
So I feel like if a salon really would like to get ahead of the game, I think that they'd be smart and jump on the trend of virtual consultations just to kind of up your ante. I feel like the least you can do is get additional information about your guest before they
right.
come in.
No, yeah, right. Yeah. No, I mean we could, and every time the more we do this, the longer our list is of why this matters. And so now I want to kind of end the tutorial with this last question, and that is there are many hairdressers that have yet to pivot and on-ramp this. This is a very different add-on to your chairside manner. They're either watching this tonight or they're going to be watching the rewatch, and they're not doing it. They're in a place where you were whenever you were there, but they're seeing where you're at here with this virtual video chat, or maybe they're even in DM, virtual consultations with DM, and they're going, okay, I get it. It's almost like I'm at the holy jumping off place. Do I take the leap into that next? What might you say to them that would give them some, courage, confidence, whatever, to just go ahead and take the leap?
I say maybe build out a little bit of a script so you know exactly what you're going to say and what you're going to ask ahead of time. That way it doesn't seem like such a daunting task. I also say keep it as light and as fun as possible. It doesn't have to be such a such a crazy like experience. And my take on it, the first time I did it, it was a little rocky, I'm not gonna lie, but the main gist of it is I wanted to know what my starting point was. I wanted to know what my guest's beauty budget was. I wanted to know if they had any time constraints, and really what they were looking for out of the service. So I feel like if you are new to Instagram DMs or video chat or anything like that, it doesn't hurt to try. And I think your guests would actually be quite surprised that you were willing to do that for them, because it's like I had mentioned earlier, it really puts them at ease.
Oh, it's new, it's different, it's unique. And again, the experience is become the watchword. What kind of experience, or now our brand, which is really to the degree that our experience is memorable and fun and exciting. Whoa, we've got a strong brand. So you're saying that goes a long way. The other thing I heard you say is that you like the first time it's a learning curve. You were on ramping, but it didn't take you long before you're a duck in water. That once you're there and you're there, and now that you are there, it sounds like this is your chairside manner. That this is kind of how you roll.
Yeah, I
Well,
would definitely say.
listen, we're out of time, but I really would love to have you back, probably June or July of next year for an encore, because I think you're just getting warmed up, in what you're doing. And so whatever it is now, there's probably going to be 5 years that are going to develop between now and this coming up June. So would you make me a promise to come back and see me?
I would love to, Michael. I really would.
All right. Well, listen, and there's somebody that was bragging on you, Mary Caravana. Is that one of your buds?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
my sister-in-law.
I mean, she said some really gracious things. She said, "You're the best, very thorough, really makes the guest feel beautiful, comfortable. Guarantee she's going to be a future star in the industry." So, and the other thing I just came up, Dee, was that you said, don't forget that it's social media. So when you're put fun inside of the experience, that it is part of this is social. That's what I heard you say as well.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, if you're taking pictures of your guests, so at least I do. I make TikToks, I make Instagram reels, I do story highlights, whatever I can do to really make sure that my guests have a great time with me, and that way that they want to come back. Because what an awesome way to document your guest's hair journey than with a story highlight that they could go back and they can watch their growth, or they could watch their color transitions.
Love. All right. Well, we're going to let you go. I'm going to give it up for you one more time. And we will chat some more, and have a great holiday, and I'll see you in a few months.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
Thank
Merry
you very
Christmas.
much, my friend. Say hi to all my buddies at Glam, will you?
Will do.
All right. Bye. Wow. I loved that interview, gang. I loved it way a lot. Because it, first of all, it's real, right? It very real. And what blew my mind is that she's found using part of her chairside manner video chat. So it's added one more new experience inside of the experiences that our guests get, and they're the kind of experiences that compel our guests to want to come back soon. First of all, want to come back sooner rather than later, get more involved in the business. So I think this, I'm going to be it's going to be fun to watch video chat, the video chat feature on Instagram, to a trend, and really I think it's not going to take long to get to go from, Dee would be a very early adopter of this, but I think it's not going to take long before we get the early majority onto this, where we say, okay, this really is a trend. And so I would say, if you're not doing any virtual at all, start wading into the shallow end of the pool. I think, a nice, kind of like 1.0 would be direct message Instagram. And we've done a number of interviews where people are using direct message and they're, in essence, sending each other content back and forth. There's the touch point of, hi, I just saw your work, and here is something from your grid, and here's a selfie of me, and what do you think? I mean, we've done a number of those interviews, but we really haven't had an interview like the interview tonight, where a video chat is a very, very different dynamic. So let's give it up for DeAira one more time. Okay, so you are on my page, Michael Cole, Millionaire Stylist, Facebook. This interview will live on the page. I'll do a little bit of editing in a few days after the holidays so that we can cut to the chase. And then there's on my Instagram page, it's the same handle, Michael Cole, Millionaire Stylist. You're going to see we'll take and chop up this into 3 or 4 5-minute micro learning so that it's kind of a cut to the chase on the highlights of it tonight. So please go and hang out with me there. And now it starts looking like a tutorial. While you're there, when you get on my Instagram page, look for Linktree, because in Linktree, there's a lot of my gamified calculators that we've created. Dream Machine, Golden Goose, and Debt Free are all part of the official Michael Cole Millionaire Stylist, or the Millionaire Mindset. And as you get to know the work that we do, one of our visions for people behind the chair is that through getting people to a very high W-2 and teaching them how to manage that money in a way whereby they are millionaires before they're halfway through their career. So there's many people that are on track that are crossing over to becoming millionaires in their late 30s, and some of them early 40s. So get involved in that conversation. All of our work that we do at Summit is powered by L'Oreal. So I'll talk about that in a second. 365, big website that we do. All of our production value videos, our courses, and we just loaded just a bunch of really, really new and exciting content on 365. We did an update on the associate program. We've got some mindfulness trainings. We've got a lot of social media training, and it's a subscription rate. So, if a salon owner, and you can use your points, by the way, your loyalty points at L'Oreal, become a member, and then you can watch that all the time. And it's way different than what I would call down and dirty video content that we do on, like tonight, Instagram Live or Facebook Live. I mean, it's great, but this has got some production value, a lot of editing, a lot of starts and stops. So take us up on that conversation. If you're not involved with us, I would highly recommend scheduling a complimentary virtual consultation with one of our, I think we're like at 75 or 80 consultants. And the overwhelming majority of coaching that we're doing now is online coaching with Zoom, Teams. There's a lot of different ways that we're kind of moving from trains, planes, and automobile to digital coaching. And we do a lot of, we still come and, make calls and, jump on airplanes and come and see you. But now in between those visits, we're able to do virtual, and it's really, really, really catching on and making a difference. So call our 800 number. We would be happy to chat with you. I always like to end with, we are Summit, Salon Business Center is an exclusive business partner of L'Oreal Professional Products Division, or L'Oreal PPD, if you will. Biolage, Pulp Riot, Purology, Kerastase, L'Oreal Professional, Redken, Matrix, Shoe, Mazzani are all L'Oreal brands. And to the degree that you're on those brands, get your clients on those brands, L'Oreal is in a position to continue to support the work that Summit is doing so that we can continue to bring content like this to you in this way. it really does grow the business. And so it's one of those ideas that for the good of all and the harm of none. So please take us up on that invitation and get involved with L'Oreal. Listen, it's been a great night. I just love the way this conversation went tonight. I'm still very much in the experience of it. Have happy holidays, and we will pick up where we left off on Monday afternoon. We have a surprise Facebook Live at 2 o'clock. So stay close. I'll be posting about it over the weekend, and have a good holiday.